Today I want to talk about Kobayashi Koichi. Anyone know this name before? Name Kobayashi. How do you know? He has an opening. He has an opening named after him.
Kobayashi Maru. Kobayashi Maru from Star Trek.
Touche. I've been beaten down. But most of you guys have heard of the Kobayashi opening before. Hello, welcome. So how do we make a Kobayashi formation? Nobody knows. Anybody know?
Is it an approach towards the corner?
All right. So how about we do this? And we do this. And we do this. And we do this. Can you get into Kobayashi from here?
Yeah. C6.
C6. This is not going to make a Kobayashi formation. Oh, down here. This one will make a Kobayashi formation. White place here. Black place here. Oh, not what you thought, huh?
What is the one where it's on the 4/4?
Here?
Yeah, is that
Or like normal? I don't know.
normal?
Boring?
Boring stuff?
Boring?
Boring. Okay, good to know.
So this is the Kobayashi formation. Okay? And this had been played by a number of players, including Kobayashi. He was just one of them. Really started to evolve in the late 70s, early 80s. Around the same time that especially the high and low Chinese started to become prominent and popular as well, sort of have these book openings to some degree. To some degree, this was also evolved because Kobayashi had sort of these feuds, not feuds, but rivalries, with namely Takamiya and Keito Masao, who had these very aggressive, like whole board kind of styles. And the thing about Kobayashi is he's a very orthodox. He tries to play like the correct move and very territorial. And then the thing about his go is that he plays these very strange-looking moves on occasion. Dan, you need to be quiet for the lecture, man. He plays these very, very strange moves to set up these very, almost sometimes elaborate exchanges, or sometimes they're simple too, but sometimes they're elaborate exchanges. They just really simplify the position. So he's kind of orthodox. He likes to keep the game simple. He likes territory. And this is pretty much the exact opposite of like Takamiya. Right? Everything I said, just say the opposite and you get Takamiya. And so we had this problem because Kobayashi would keep playing, like orthodox openings, things like this or this, right? Or, things just making corner enclosures and making territory. And Takamiya would just eventually sort of overrun the board and he wouldn't be able to catch up on enough points. And Takamiya especially liked to play Nirensei, right? These dual 4/4s because he wanted this outward influence. And so, similar to the Chinese, Kobayashi eventually came up with this idea to induce white, like the next natural move's over here, right? Because black really, really would like to play here or here, right? And this makes a nice big moyo on the left, a lot of outward influence. So it induces white to come over here. And in doing so, we can go on the attack. And we can prevent white from actually just building up anything, at least for some time while we're still happily taking our territory. It gets us out into the middle, and it induces white to come in and invade us. So this type of opening, and the Chinese does the exact same thing, right? If you guys know the Chinese opening, it induces your opponent to come inside, or you can attack and take a bunch of territory. These two openings are very, very complementary, right? In terms of how they work, it's a very similar idea. But to some degree, these were developed in response to these more and more global whole board domination, attacking large framework openings, right? This way to both take territory and start an attack at the same time. So Kobayashi, was trained by Kitani Minoru, who's probably one of the most famous teachers in all of, especially Japanese Go history. He taught, in addition, I think he also taught Keito. Did he teach Keito or Cho-Chikun? He taught one of those two. He taught Takamiya, and he taught Cho-Chikun. Yeah. Takamiya and Kobayashi. And so you have these three players who are all sort of coming up through the same generation, all taught by the same player, and basically had this rivalry that sort of existed for 30, 40 years of their professional career. And Takamiya, I like Takamiya a lot, so I've talked about Takamiya. Kobayashi is sort of the opposite of Takamiya in so many ways. Takamiya actually, Takamiya has said this about Kobayashi. He's described his moves as like the subway system, where it'll get you where you want to go, but you'll see nothing along the way. Takamiya really doesn't like Kobayashi's style. Is sort of the takeaway here. Like he really doesn't like this territorial. Takamiya is all about playing Go the natural way, playing this cosmic Go, right? Playing these moves that just work with every other stone on the board, right? Just playing these perfect moves that unite your entire, force. And Kobayashi doesn't really care. That being said, Kobayashi is generally regarded as one of the most studious of players. Like he will just sit and study. He'll go into his own little world and just study harder than everyone else. And he comes back and he's super quiet about it too. Like he doesn't come back and he doesn't. Takamiya is very grandiose, and Kobayashi's like, I play here. Right. So there's very distinct styles. So in addition to having this sort of rivalry with Takamiya, he has another rivalry with Chocha-kun. But their rivalry is completely different because Chocha-kun is also a really territorial player. So like watching their games is sort of like watching them burrow into each other a little bit. Like it's really weird for some of their games. But anyway, I want to show you a game today between Kobayashi and Takamiya. And in fact, this is the opening of the game. And Takamiya is white and Kobayashi is black. So what is black trying to do? Black is all excited to play the Kobayashi again. And part of the reason for this is earlier that year, or maybe the year before, I think this is 1981, this game we're showing you today. I think it was a Honingbo tournament game where Kobayashi tried this and Takamiya, basically Kobayashi made this formation and it worked really, really well until he made a mistake and then Takamiya won the game by half point. And so to some degree, Kobayashi, he's like, I've got this thing, I know that it works, we're gonna rock it this time.
So he just kind of explored until he found this pattern that seemed to work good?
Yeah, I mean, this is what Go players do, though, right? The opening is somewhat of a mystery, and a lot of it is just like almost spiritual / feeling / whatever works against that player. Like if I know you like this, I'm going to try to make you uncomfortable with how I place these first stones. Right? I'm going to try to lead the board in this way that makes you uncomfortable. And so he felt like this made these larger framework players more uncomfortable playing this way. And again, in your games today, hopefully you encounter the same thing, because if you get to make this, whoops, right, and white comes here, and no one really plays this anymore because it moves like this. You can already see that if white just runs out here, first of all, where is white going, and what is black getting? Like instantaneous, huge territory, right? If you like territory, if I told you got a lot of territory, you'd like it even more, right? So it's getting lots of things. All right, but this is not how the game goes. Because, again, Takamiya had already played against this. And so Kobayashi does this little stupid thing. And so and again, Takamiya wants big. You say pincer? This is a little bit too much, maybe fighting, perhaps. He just wants to blow up this opening. That's another possibility. That's a move. It's a move.
Approach the 3/4 step.
There it is. Takamiya says no way. No Kobayashi opening for Kobayashi. And so this is the game they play. Like this is where it starts. And at this point, I'm also going to get the iPad so I don't mess up as much as I did during the Wii Nawe game. And black plays here. Now at this point, is there any way to get into the Kobayashi and have it be a success? Not if we go and try to do this. It's broken. It's just broken. So we are not going to play the Kobayashi in this Kobayashi game today. But it's only because they already played the Kobayashi before, and Takamiya said, no, I don't want to do that. I'm kicking you in the teeth, right? I know what you want to play. You know what I want to play. I'm going to go one step further, and I'm going to play this. So this is how openings evolve and develop, right? As these professionals get really comfortable with each other and learn each other's strengths and weaknesses, they try to, outdo each other, yeah, and try to disrupt each other. So black plays here. It's pretty natural. You play this most often when you want to make territory in the bottom. Now again, it makes a big difference if black has a stone here. But in this case, black does not. And so they exchange these two stones. What do you guys think of this exchange?
Yeah. Good for black.
I like black. I'm trying to figure out what white is getting right now.
It's hard to figure out what white's getting,
Yeah.
but what's bad about black?
Say low. It's low.
Low, low, low. So even though, black is getting the territory that black set out to get, and white still sort of owes black a move over here, sort of. Black stones are not very efficient. So neither player is happy, right? It's one of those games where neither player is getting something good. Takamiya has to use this somehow. So he uses it to attack the stone. It's so far, is that what you said? Why is it far? These are all low, right? These stones aren't going to be that involved in the fight. We can play this. This is natural.
Is K15 worse?
K15, like here?
Yeah.
About 16.
You mean
Oh, no,
16?
15.
You mean 15?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's way worse. Okay. Because now black has no pressure to live, right? It's just super easy to live.
Okay. Even 16 though, is that worse?
16, this is also a move. I can't say it's worse or better.
Okay.
Like this is also perfectly fine. This would be like really weird
Okay.
in this case, because the fifth line lets black live too easily underneath. But if you only cared about the center, play all fifth line moves, you'll get the center.
Yeah.
Kobayashi plays here. What does this do? Yeah, we're gonna respond, right? Oh, you're gonna attack my stone. I'm gonna attack your stone. Everybody's weak. Everybody's fine. Game on. Right? I'm strong as long as you're weak, and you're strong as long as I'm weak. So if everybody's weak, everybody's strong. That sort of thing. And white plays a pretty interesting move here. I know Brandon just wanted to say, I could just play one stone and gotten those 2 points. And instead, Takamiya decided to make that the elephant eye key point. And you wanted to play. He wanted to surround you, that non-existent stone. What's the idea here for white, though?
Engage black.
Yeah, this black stone's starting to feel a little surrounded, like on a really large scale. Right? This is like kind of like trying to, catch a rat in an elephant cage. Right? You see this like giant cage forming around this one little stone. So is this stone in trouble?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah.
I mean, it's got to be in trouble, but not in a good position either.
Yeah, it feels like we have to do something. It feels like if white gets another move here and can fix the defects, even if white plays here, it'll be kind of hard to actually get this stone out. And this is actually a lot of points if it dies. The other thing this stone does is, again, what does Takamiya like?
Strong influence towards the center.
Yeah, Takamiya wants the middle. And again, having outside stones can also help a lot later when it comes time to attack this. So again, this is very like, moving the game into this part of the board. And this is the part of the board. This is the part of the game that Takamiya wants to develop. And it does it very fast, right? Leaves a pretty big defect. So Kobayashi, in the meantime, though, has a couple defects to exploit, right? We've got a peep, we've got this peep in the middle of the elephant eye. But the problem is none of them are really that good for him yet. If he attaches here, white's just going to take the outside and get really strong. If we play here, white's just going to cut through and take all this as points. So he sort of needs to prepare them. Any ideas for how he prepares them? Double approach. Oh, just ignore it. This is a different Go player style. Like this is possible, right? Like this is like Lee Sedol, Go Seigen, style. It's like, oh, you made a problem for me? Not a problem. Go somewhere else. Different Go player. Lucy?
I don't know.
But you looked like you had an idea.
Kick on the lower side?
Kick on the,
Corner? I don't know.
like
Or,
here?
yeah, something like over there.
You're close.
One move up.
Closer. Can we play the red hot game?
About the second one. Wow.
Colder.
Turned out that
Catch?
Uh,
No.
warmish. Yeah, I was gonna show you this one. Huh. So,
making safe. He's making ice space.
no, yeah, this move does at least 3 things, maybe 4, depending on how you count them. What are the 3.5 things this move does?
Right, so connect.
Yeah, first, threaten to connect.
In the middle.
All right, like this. I can't, Lucy, you're just talking behind John's head, and I just don't understand you or see you.
And 14 is also possible next, right?
And 14? Oh, here for the next move? Yeah, right. It helps set up this directly splitting move. Again, Kobayashi just wants to just settle the position, right? So many, Go players look down on him for this. Okay, but this is just like his stylistic thing, right? He's really good at local reading, like long sequences, and he's also pretty good at overall board evaluation for territory. And so, because he's really good at calculating these 2 things, he doesn't want any sort of crazy, cacophonous fighting anywhere. He just wants positions he can evaluate that play to his strengths. So a move like this just first asks, hey, can I just simplify the position? We can just do this and I'll go home. Is that cool? And in the meantime, this stone is very useful for attaching, splitting, or even playing this one. Or living directly. And we can start these sorts of cuts. Hello. So, does Takamiya want to simplify the position? No. No, you don't get to connect.
No, that would be pretty bad.
That would be pretty bad. So, he plays here. What does this move do?
It stops escaping, first off.
Good.
Apply pressure to stone.
It applies pressure to the base, right? If black does try to make eyes here, playing it as close as possible.
It
Will
helps
help.
cut if he tries to run.
If he tries to run which way?
Out.
Like this way?
Yeah.
It doesn't quite cut directly yet, but another thing this does is actually also potentially is a base layer too.
Sweet.
So we're just preventing that connection. We're keeping this. This is actually a decent enough shape to keep our stones strong. So we're saying no, you can't go that way. There's no simplification here. All right, Kobayashi plays a really stupid looking move. If you played this in your games, and I see you play it, and I was reviewing the game, my instinct would be to yell at you.
Is it L17?
Tiger's mouth?
L17? Oh, it's even worse than L17. It's not it, but it's even worse.
Oh,
Wait,
empty triangle? That one?
Yeah.
This one? No, it's not that one.
You had an empty triangle. I'm just kidding.
Not that bad. Not that bad, guys. Come on.
Sounds worse than the tiger's mouth.
Well, could it be
Well-
the other tiger's mouth?
It's
That's
16.
it.
I'm gonna put it there.
Oh, okay.
That's what he played.
That's what he played.
Better than the tiger's mouth.
That's not stupid looking? Why isn't this is stupid looking?
It's not great looking.
It makes sense. It makes some sense.
Well, maybe not everybody sees how it makes sense, Dan. We gotta slow down. First of all, you guys tell me, why would I yell at you for playing this?
Not enough space to.
Yeah, first of all, it's not enough space to live, or at least not cleanly. And second, how is this shape here? Is this shape good for who? Yeah, this is stupid. We just helped white split us.
Well,
White has the
you're
better-
you're also making white play on the opposite side, and you got some chances coming out and splitting white.
This is the key. This is the key reason why he plays this move. Okay, so you're going one step further into why it's good. Okay, but I still want to focus on why you shouldn't play this normally.
Because we're not Kobayashi.
Sure, let's go with that. Okay, he doesn't play this to live. He plays this for the cuts.
Yeah.
Right? Because let's say he was to take this cut right here. What would white play? How about here? Let's play this way. If black plays here,
Cut again.
game is over. This is black still has to run for his life. This stone's basically dead. White's super strong now. Not a good variation. Okay. Let's look at another possibility. Let's say instead of white playing or black responding here, black responds here. White plays here. White plays here. Black plays here. What does black do now?
Alright, from the bottom and.
Oh, Atari? Oh, this is so sad though.
We have to Atari from the top, I think, and go for
But the problem with Atari, taking this Atari, is that you have no time to come here because white has you on a ladder.
Yeah.
You
Ah.
don't have to stop the top still.
Can't.
So, what?
16-4?
16.
He wants to take
No,
that, he
no,
wants to
down,
capture
down,
that
that one
stone.
right there.
The laddering stone, he wants to capture the ladder.
That one, yeah.
Oh, okay. So instead of playing, oh, right now play this.
Yes.
Oh, but did you read this
Stop
out?
those guys and get
Yeah.
capture one stone on the ladder.
White plays here.
Take the stone.
Takes
Take the
stone.
stones.
White plays here.
That's so good for white.
Yeah, it's.
This is a capturing race. Who wins this capturing race?
But the black got a wall.
White has 5 liberties.
4.
4.
Black got a wall.
One's common.
Not so bad.
What do you, but
It's like almost game.
this is a lot of points.
That's a lot.
It's a lot of points. White was supposed to be under attack here, right? This is our neighborhood.
Play it.
Yeah, exactly.
I know you played, Dan. I know you played. That's fine. All right, anyway, white wins this capturing race. Okay, we're dead.
Okay.
Right.
Okay, we can't do this cut yet.
But, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe there's more stones on the board. It's special
Stone
case.
there, it's not so great, actually.
So Dan, these are Q players. I need you to remember that. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you. All right, so let's go back. You're a Q player now.
There's
All right.
no line.
So can't play that one. So you play this one first. All right, now if white was to respond, this is not what white plays, but if white does this, now when black plays here, how do those other variations work?
He's got those other 2 stones kind of run interference for him.
Yeah, like we can actually successfully split now because white can't push through. Right? There's just no push.
Right.
It's beautiful. And so white would have to push the other way, and maybe you give up a stone, but now black can actually start the attack here. Okay? So this is like a very, very crude looking move. This black move right here. And I would normally yell at you if it's normal situation. But again, it's very Kobayashi style because he's asking, oh, by the way, can I just link up and just really simplify? Like his moves, you'll often hear this, right? Can I just do this one thing? And if not, we'll just do some giant exchange. That's how a lot of his reading sequences feel. All right, here's the thing. Takamiya sees all this. He doesn't want black to just settle. So he's going to play here. Okay, like this is happening. But before he does, he wants to make sure that he's not going to come under attack. He wants to be able to make sure that he's going to be the one attacking everything into the middle. So he plays here. And asks this question first. Okay, what do you do, black? What do you do? Do you just let white trash your corner and just say, okay, I'm out of here, I got what I wanted? Do you say, all right, I'll respond once? Or do you say, well, maybe we can push and cut and start another fight, even though this one's going on?
Let's push.
This is what he plays.
Yeah.
You have to play here. You have to play here. Okay? The reason why you have to play here is because this is terrible. This is locally good, but really bad for this. Remember how we were building this into territory? This is all this trash now. We just threw it away. Like, this move is so huge. So you have to have a little bit of fighting spirit at some point. But the variation that's going to erupt from this is actually going to be a settling variation. Because white blocks, of course. Black plays here. Again, Takamiya just wants the outside. That's what he wants, the outside. And Kobayashi is still just happy just taking the territory. So these two players, just in their mindset, we know they're going to settle this. Okay, the game's not over. And so they pick variations. Like, Takamiya could play this. Right? And this would be like the super fighting style variation, where we're just, all right, everybody's not alive, let's go. But Takamiya wants the outside, so he plays the outside variation. And so this is a standard sort of sacrifice variation. If you've never seen it before, it's kind of cool. Make sure I do the order right while I'm looking at everything. Yep. Take. And white covers. Do we just fill? This is a quasi-Joseki type sequence. White gets to take, then black just connects. And again, white just takes the outside, black extends, white pushes, takes the outside, black extends. And now, what did white get?
The outside.
The outside, Takamiya style, right? Like, look at all the territory on the board, right? You can make territory here, 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 here. But where's the biggest?
Center.
The middle is the biggest. Okay, so that's very much in line with his thinking, his style. And he has Sente, so what does he get to do? Now come back. Crazy. How many points did black get over here?
A lot. Fair bit.
Kobayashi likes territory. He's not unhappy either. How many points does Takamiya have?
I want black here.
Does white have any points anywhere?
5 points, 4 points.
We'll give 5 points to white for this stone here. That's it.
I can give him a few middle points.
Fine. We can give, but this is all amorphous. We have no idea how many points are here.
Yeah, right, but there's some.
Not yet. Not
3.5.
yet.
Not yet.
When Kobayashi is looking for territory, are you talking like corner and side territory, or just territory?
Just territory.
points
Just
there?
points are like cash.
So he just wants points.
He doesn't want credit. He wants cash. Okay. All right. So after this move, what does black need to play now? Can we just give this up?
No.
Like, was this enough territory to give all this up? No, this is still bigger. So we have to not die over here. So, can we not die now?
Yeah. 14 now. Or okay, I guess.
Yep, now we play this. Now we play this. And of course, Takamiya does the pushing out of the way, doesn't do anything. Oops, that stone is dumb. Oh, that rolled a long way. Oh, it's still going.
They didn't leave the good ones, the new ones?
Yeah, they're underneath here.
Oh, okay.
Oh, really?
Yeah, double-sided.
Oh. So we have double
So we have the
sided.
future.
Yeah.
It's too late. In the future, next time. Next time. You guys all have to come back to see the
I'm
double
sorry,
sided.
I'm sorry you
lecture.
didn't know, I didn't tell you.
Oh, that's all right. All right, so black is pulled back. Is black's group strong? Is white's group strong? Hey, we got to fight. But it's white's move. And who has this giant wall next to the two weak groups?
White.
White. So, white needs to profit from this fight.
A lot.
Push black in the wall right here. If we play this way and black plays here, what's your next move?
Yeah, you're pushing from behind this one. So.
Yeah, this is not, doesn't feel good, right? All right, here's the plan. Where did that go?
Down, that way.
There you go.
Thank you. New plan. Say it again? That's not what we just said?
No.
Oh, you said jump. Oh, this because problem though.
Problems.
Cut. Yeah, too many weaknesses.
Can you push down one more time as white? To threat that?
This way.
No, like from here. Yeah. So,
Is it
I don't
worth anything? Is this a good idea?
I
Yeah,
don't
that's
like
a nice stunt you have.
oh, no, yeah.
Not good.
kind of.
I think probably play G15 or H15.
H15 right here. Talk to me a place here.
Okay.
Similar. We're actually not ready to push this into our wall yet. It turns out we don't have enough stones out and we're too weak to try to get ahead of this black group and use it in our wall. So we have to lean on something else. And if we can lean on something else, get our own group out, now all of a sudden we'll have this weak black group with no friends. So this is the idea.
The,
Kobayashi pulls back.
One stone, you won't give up one stone?
That's a huge, this stone is huge. You're saying he should play here? Oh,
Then white
we're still weak. Now white has points, and our corner's being pushed back.
Oh, but it's not gonna die.
How about 9?
Oh, wait.
Black's is trying to keep everything strong, so he can just manage one group. Black already has profit. He just needs not to die. Right? We just want to keep everything strong. And in this case, white actually has to pull back and play a slow move. What? Well, we're weak too. White's still weak here. Does this black group have any friends?
Well, they're kind of hard to get to.
We'll say no. For the intents and purposes of this argument, we'll say black has no friends. So because there's no friends, we just have to not create weaknesses. Hey Chris, how are you?
Hi.
Just saying hi?
I'm warm. Yes, it will be ready tomorrow.
Okay, very good.
All right.
Black makes an wrong player, right? Or wrong, wait, yeah, black makes this exchange for outside liberty, and black gets out. So, is this group in trouble?
Black group?
Well, it's still weak, but it's...
It's still weak, but it seems out.
Yeah.
So, when it's weak and you're out, Takamiya needs to find ways to get it back into trouble. So we'll go back over here. Does this move do anything? If black doesn't respond, where's the next white move? Hane. And this is a really big Hane. Because black cannot block here, you die. And if black blocks here, you're still going to die. Right? Still can't block. Have to keep playing. And then you still can't really block here because white will cut and kill or cut and kill. A really big shape sequence. What do you think Kobayashi does?
Pushes.
Does he respond? Does he play the proper move?
That's where I'm putting my money right now.
Yes, he plays it. He likes territory. He's willing to say yes. You get a move there. Yes. All right. Is this group in trouble now? Nope. Let's keep slowly getting it back into trouble. All right. Now here he plays a move I wouldn't play. Kobayashi plays a move I wouldn't play. But I'm going to trust he knows what he's doing.
You win?
He plays this move.
Wow.
I like it.
So isn't this is for people who haven't seen this type of formation before, this is actually a really weird formation.
Weird?
It's very strange because it basically doesn't guarantee any points in the corner, even though we have 4 stones there.
Yeah.
And anytime, white, if this peep is good, white can just invade and live, like no problem.
Sure, but black lives also.
Yeah, but
He's already got, he's already wants territory. He's got over there.
Okay, how is the health of our black group? Let's
Isn't the point to attack that white group?
this white group?
Yes.
Yeah, if if we can settle easily over here now, then we have one less resource to use. So I don't know. I'm sure 9-down professional knows a lot more than me, but this is one of the stranger looking moves of the game. Like I'm sure he thought about this move like a really long time before he played it because it catches my eyes being a really weird shape. It feels like the natural move would be something more like here to keep the pressure on and fix our defects.
Well, I think it's maybe anticipating this. I think that move there anticipates the block.
But you're not going to play this and then be happy about playing this. This is really over-concentrated.
Well,
And there's still problems.
I don't think white's going to let you do that.
Okay.
I mean, the idea is.
I don't know.
not to give
I
up
don't
your
know.
corner and
I don't know what the best move is.
The idea is not to give up your corner and something.
Sure. Anyway, white plays here. So now, after black plays this move, What is white finally ready to say again?
Put it in close.
Yeah, now you're back in trouble. Now we're back to where we started, 20 moves ago. Like this is the natural order of things, right? You were supposed to be in trouble in the middle of the board. Kobayashi plays a couple.
Gonna live?
He's playing some asking moves. He's going to take this Atari, and he's going to make this shape. So what is black getting here?
An eye.
An eye. Very good.
If you just respond.
And white really does.
If right blocks like
Respond
that,
here.
this is almost alive here. Or is it alive?
It's getting closer to alive. It's getting closer
Very
to alive.
close.
I mean, considering he can threaten to capture that one white stone that's next to it.
Yeah, but this takes away an eye too.
That's the move black is.
But also at the same time, black doesn't just want to live here either, because if white gets this whole outside,
True.
then there's potential.
True.
So black's going to keep fighting a little bit.
It's given up
I'm
some.
going to keep asking.
Black is now giving up some of this corner territory.
Thank you. White pulls back. Again, if black can start a fight here, and black knows he can come back and live, then he can tend to the fighting stones first. But after white plays this and keeps this stone, this group stronger, black leaps out this way. And white says, no, I'm still eating you. You're still within, I'm still going to swallow this thing. You're going to have to come back and live at some point. But now, black plays here. And so, now this black group is safe. But it's white's move. Did white get much from this?
Yeah.
Sticks.
Just a little bit here, a little bit here. But remember, this corner shape is still very awkward. Notice how white didn't come over here and lean on this to make this stronger, so white could invade later. So white plays here. Woohoo! You got it? Nice. What is this move doing?
Attacking.
Blocking.
Yeah, it's really starting to threaten, hey, I can just invade in here directly now. And if I can invade and live, you're going to have a problem living. Number two, it does something else.
So those moves that way.
Yeah, look at this. This is starting to feel like Takamiya style right here. Look at this. This is giant. I know it's only a combination of 5 stones, but it's a pretty nice 5 stones, They're all working together. Black makes an exchange while he has time. And then just asks, hey, what sort of defects can I have here before I deal with this? Instead of white doing this, again, he just plays globally. He doesn't care too much about the defects here. He's now actively building this and keeping this invasion in his back pocket. So, you're black. All right, you're Kobayashi. What do you do?
No move looks good.
No move looks good. Where would you just really like to make a live group?
Yeah.
This is the move.
More than enough.
Says, oh yeah,
Actually, it's
I see what you're trying to do. Let's just go live in there before it gets too late. Let's just go in. And Takamiya says, you're mine now. We're going to do this all over again.
Feels pretty cool.
What do you play?
Stand up.
You just can't play, just resign. There's no possible way to get this stone to live. Just give up. This is all white's territory.
No, I mean standing up seems not so good.
Might want to just offer a draw instead of resign.
No draws and go.
Just offer a draw. It's not chess.
Draws and go.
C9.
I haven't
It
played.
says here. And, it looks ugly, but we have just one objective, right? We're going to be very pragmatic. We're going to be very to the point. What do we just want?
To live in there.
We just wanted to live. That's all we wanted to do. Ah,
So slippery.
So white keeps pressure on. Black just backs up. White plays this now. So now, setting, uh-oh, it's coming. And so now we need a move here that just like lives here, like really, really cleanly without giving us any other future problems, hopefully. What do you got? Nothing, I got nothing. D8 is here. Well, are we sure that this is good?
No.
Maybe there's 2 eyes,
B6.
but it's tough. Which one?
B6.
B6.
B6. Wow, Kobayashi style. That's the move.
Just saying when I leave.
It's pretty funky, right?
Why not B5?
Why not? Why not? Which move?
B5.
Ah, because this, if white plays this, you have to come back and connect anyway.
Yeah.
Okay. And we might want to play that later, but for right now, all we need is this.
Yep.
And if white blocks here, now we can either move out or we can play a bigger move. The idea is you don't want to play that many second line moves, right? At least until the shapes are settled, and you can determine which second line moves you or your opponent need to live or die. So we're just going to play this one. And it does have a pretty profound effect on the corner too, because it's going to basically, later on, we can invade here, and take away all that territory. Again, the normal move I think most people would find would be here. But this actually still has some problems. Namely, white will invade here. And if you disconnect, white will jump out and split you. So again, black is playing like this really crude looking move. But it works for the situation. He only wanted to do one thing. You got to do that one thing. White makes another exchange before going anywhere else. Why does white do this?
Double approach down there.
Yeah, first of all, this corner, right? We still had left unresolved from move 5.
Yeah.
So this helps settle a little bit. What's the other reason why white might care about getting a move like this in right now?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's sort of, now you can see that there's all this white development down here. And if this black group is weak, and we can attack it and we can close this off, you can actually see we can develop this pretty quickly. So it helps, build some corner points later on. If white gets another move here, this is actually quite a bit of territory. It contributes to this. If black tries to attack us right now as well, we can actually have some support. So it's a very, very globally minded type of move. All right, Kobayashi plays a really surprising move. This is maybe, I don't know, at least second or third most surprising in the game from my point of view. Because now once white has played this, and it becomes much more dangerous to break into this, it goes back to here.
Oh,
Wow.
Yeah. Isn't that weird?
I don't get it.
not that weird.
I think he thinks he's ahead.
Attacking the corner.
He's playing like he thinks.
No. This is not endgame.
Huh?
This is not endgame.
I know it's not, but he's
If he was
playing
ahead-
like he thinks he's ahead.
Maybe. But I think this move does a couple things. Number one, even though we said this move works and basically makes sure we have enough eye space, we can get pressed down very easily. Like there's a bunch of bad things that can happen that we have to respond to. It, number one, prevents us from having to respond to everything. Number two, this move, whether or not white responds, doesn't really matter. Black will be able to double approach this, and white won't have necessarily enough space to make 2 eyes cleanly. It sets up an attack. And if black wants to get in here, when we come in here, if white is busy here, we can live over here very easily. So it's a move that's certainly off of my radar. But in this case, it works out pretty well for him, because white does respond. And black, of course, gets to come over here. And so now, if black is safe here, we can just live here, right? The next thing we want, Kobayashi just wants to do in this game is just live here, right?
That's all he ever wants.
That's all he ever wants. Look, you gave me territory, right, from the very beginning of the game. All I need to do is just live here. And now all I need to do is live here. All I need to do is live here, and I win the game. Right? Just from that original cash he got in the bank, that original territory. White bumps this. Now black stands, again threatening to seal white into a very, very small corner. White plays here. Just protects the eye space. This shape is not very good for white. Let's poke at it. White connects. Hane underneath.
Oh, so black is going to win.
Black. I don't know, Dan. Suspense, man.
Suspenders.
They play this one. White connects here. So in the normal similar Joseki situations, white can actually play here, which is kind of neat. But white doesn't. That's settled. White doesn't want that variation. White wants to
Keep the outside.
keep the outside. Yep. But there is a. Do you guys see how this works? It's kind of confusing.
Slides around that rubber band.
Yeah, if black takes, white Atari's that way. And if black extends, now white connects, and black has to connect there or die there. Right, okay. It's a little tricky for players to see sometimes. Anyway, white just plays here though, because white just wants the outside. Atari. Black has to take. And then white could start this like fight for the rest of the game, where it's really hard, like a really hard fight. But he doesn't. Just takes the outside.
How's he going to win?
I don't know.
Doesn't know. Dan doesn't know. Black has to play one move to settle this.
Doesn't know.
All right, remember this?
Now we take it.
Remember this? Oh. Oh.
If black gets one corner, white gets the other.
It's only fair. It's only fair. So remember, white basically got this really solid stick breaking up everything. Basically, it's just part of the natural condition of letting black live.
Bigger than that group, so it's...
What do you do if you're Kobayashi?
Block.
It's block right here.
I don't know which side, but
All right. How are the ways that white wins the game?
it seems that black would, if he blocks on the left, that group is more secure, and he will have a way to live on the right, even though his corner will diminish.
That's pretty much how it happens, actually. Black plays move over here. And again, black is increasingly aware, right, that this area can get large. And I'll tell you, white does end up making a lot of points here. Okay, and even though black plays a move like this to make sure black can continue to come out here, white ends up getting, I think, about 25 points here.
Wow.
I know it doesn't look like white can, but you know, if you get forcing moves, it actually becomes very large very fast. All right, so now you're white. Where do you play? Black has chosen. We go in. And Kobayashi and I'm sure, you know, before Kobayashi chooses this way, right? He already has this all thing read out.
Yeah.
And again, he only chooses this because he knows, right? He can settle this. It's not going to be pretty. He's not going to be praised for it. It's not going to be worth more than about 3 points. Okay, but he will live. This is the mindset of a territorial Go player, right? You know, you have to have this little bit of like, I don't know, it's a little bit of craziness, it's a little bit feistiness. At the same time, it's very squirrely, right? Like I can get in there, right? I'm fine. Make sure I get the order right here. And here. Unfortunately, white has this peep. Pretty painful.
Extremely.
But this corner actually isn't settled.
Yeah.
So white needs another move at some point here. And because white needs one more move here, black can play here. And here's the real creative, mind of Kobayashi, right, to deal with a situation like this, is check out this living, if you follow this so far, check out the end of this living sequence. Right, white has to block here, and black plays here. And so if black can extend the stone, this whole thing links up to this thing. So white needs to take.
Would have been it was right there. Wow.
That's sweet.
That's ridiculous.
That's so overkill.
So, pretty cool.
That would make me so angry. That would make me so angry.
Make you so angry. Black lives in here like that. You tried so hard. Yeah. All right, back to Takamiya time.
Yep.
Yep. Let's harass this group. Black blocks here, which is enough to live. But we can continue to harass the shape. Black blocks here. White can actually push in. Just keep harassing the shape. I know you guys were like overly concerned with, white not being able to make enough territory here, but you can kind of see how easy it is to actually.
White could have Atari black. Got it.
Not yet. No, because black takes a stone,
Oh, right.
and that makes this into an eye. Right now, black only has one eye. So black needs a move. And now we take the Atari after black plays that. Go forward a couple more. Oops, there we go. Black plays there, and now white comes back over here. All right, how is this starting to look? Remember, we have free moves over here too.
Yeah.
It's starting to look like Takamiya did it again, where he just made a whole ton of points in the middle of the board. Black responds to this. Oh, sorry, not that way though. Here. And now black finally comes back and plays this. White just plays here. And can black ever Hane here? No, white just cuts through, right? So that's not the game. So, I'm going to actually pause the review here. And I'm just going to show you the general shapes, how this end up. So black does end up making a bunch of... this is not the game, I'm just putting stones on the board. After this, white basically does get to wall this in. Black does end up making a bunch of points over here. Black does get into this little bit, but again, gets sealed out of this. Black does find time to play this first. That's a huge endgame move. A little bit of hand fighting over here. This gets sealed in. And they play, this is actually a pretty long, they play the endgame out for quite a while. But in the end, Takamiya has to resign. And he's not down by a lot, but he is down by enough to, he can't find the last 3 or 4 points anywhere. And even though it's just, 25, 30 points or so, it's just not enough. You have a little bit of territory here, a little bit of territory here, a bunch of territory here, a little bit of territory here.
Are there any top professionals that have that similar style of just the character and all that?
Well, Lee Cheng-ho, is probably, overall, he plays, generally speaking, pretty orthodox, but I would say he's more territorial mindset. Sure.
Just feels like.
Cho-Cha-Kun is often cited as the other example. But this isn't that normal. That weird, right? If you look at enough pro games, you see a lot of pro games where one player takes the outside and one player has to invade. And you could even say like the AlphaGo Lee Sedol matches, right? That was one of the strategies that Lee Sedol used because it didn't think AlphaGo could really deal with that. Is let AlphaGo take the outside, just take points after points after points, and figure out a way to live. And in one game it worked. In another game it almost worked. So, yeah, a lot of little crude moves, right? A lot of, moves that just work, but are not moves that are pretty shapes. Kobayashi, again, like I said, for many of the Japanese pros, is really not that well liked of a guy. Like, at least his style. Like, for the Japanese, right, Go is this artistic, like, endeavor to find the hand of God, right? These most beautiful things that humans can only barely comprehend. And I think a lot of the other Japanese pros feel like he's not doing that. He's just kind of squirreling away in these places that, make these ugly shapes.
I understand their frustration.
You understand their frustration.
I like squirrels.
I like squirrels too. I like squirrels. Now, so Kobayashi wins a lot of titles, basically starting in the 70s up through the 80s. By the 90s, he starts getting pushed around a lot, especially because his wife, who's also a very strong Go player, she gets cancer and dies. And so he has a pretty huge slump in his career in the mid-90s. And then after her death, he actually vows to win again for her or something. Then he wins a few more titles. And I think he was born in the early 1950s, so he's in his 60s now. I don't think he's not playing, really that competitively anymore. But it was cool to see him come back as well.